Hey everyone, it's Michelle. As promised, I am following up with my skincare routines, pregnancy edition, starting off with my morning skincare routine. What you will find about this routine, it is more or less the same prior to me being pregnant. The steps themselves, the types of products I like to reach for, more or less all the same. If anything, I do need to be a little bit more cognizant about the ingredients in each product. Even if I wasn't pregnant, I would still be using these products. I not only like the formulation they have, but also their performance is excellent. So pregnant or not, I recommend every single product I am about to mention in this video, especially if you have a skin type like mine where it is on the normal to oily side, prone to dehydration in the colder months, and very easily congested even in the colder months. I think what you will find in this routine may suit you very nicely, but as always, this is what has been suiting me, and I hope it helps you out in some way when it comes to curating your own skincare routine. Having said that, let's get into it. Starting off with a wet face, I splashed my face with lukewarm leaning cool water, sometimes very cool water, just to refresh my face and wake me up for the day. I don't find a need to use cleanser first thing in the morning. I'm patting the excess water off my face, and now we are going in with the first step, which is to hydrate. I will be using the Round Lab 1025 Dokdo toner. I think today, because it is a little bit more dry than usual, I will be putting a few layers of this on. And like I mentioned in my previous video, what I really like about this toner and appreciate is how gentle it is, but deeply hydrating. There was this video by this Korean YouTuber, Insuk On. She tested a bunch of different toners from Olive Young, the really popular ones, the Round Lab one being one of them. The Round Lab one in particular was best at deep hydration, so it penetrated the skin more so than the others. It also scored really well in terms of soothing and slight exfoliation. So if I wasn't intrigued enough by this toner, that review definitely piqued my interest further, and I think I will be buying a full bottle of this during the Black Friday sales. As you can see with this toner, I am pretty generous with it just to make sure my skin is nicely coated all over my face and neck. So I first massage it all over, and then once I feel like everything's been properly coated in the product, that's when I go in and pat. If you're on the oily skin side like me and you're finding even in the colder months, heavier products congest your skin still, consider a hydrating toner and just layering it, because I find that's the best way to get a nice hydrating effect without it really congesting your skin. Because even sometimes I find going in with a lot of serums, it starts to pill and there does feel like there's a bit of a film on the skin. Hydrating step is done. Now moving on to the treatment step. The first treatment out of the two I will be using today is my vitamin C serum. For that, it is the Geek and Gorgeous 101 C Glow Serum with 15% L-ascorbic acid. I'm actually near the end of this and will probably also be picking up a couple of more bottles of this during the Black Friday sale. I mean, the price is very affordable on this serum, but you know, it doesn't hurt to get a little bit of an extra discount. So typically how I like to use this is a full dropper bottle's worth, and then I apply it generously all over my face, neck, chest, and in the summer months, shoulders where I'm the most exposed. But because it's the colder months and it's just my neck and chest, I think this should be enough. Where did it all go? But because it is the fall season, I'm not showing as much skin on my upper body. So I think this, actually I'll probably go in with another pump because it's near the end. So I'm just gonna make sure my face and neck are sufficiently covered with vitamin C. In the first trimester, I was surprisingly able to use this serum, but I started at night just to be careful because my skin was way more sensitive than usual. But now my skin, I'm able to tolerate vitamin C in the daytime. Even prior to pregnancy, my skin was a little bit more sensitive than usual. I think just a lot of changes in my skin happening and just over irritating and sensitizing my skin. So I was only able to use it at night. and I used it once every 3 days or so. Now I'm able to use it almost on a daily basis. Basically 3/4 of a dropper is enough for my face and neck. I did have to go in twice because I'm near the end of this serum. The vitamin C has set into my skin. It feels nice and tacky right now, so I'm going to go in with the second treatment step, and this is one, like I mentioned, I've been loving so much. Best serum I have used in 2024. It is the Baha Azelaic Acid 10% serum. Like I mentioned in my previous video on pregnancy skincare, this has made my skin look so good. Any inflamed breakout I have on my face, it clears it up really quickly, really reduces the inflammation fast. And I haven't been getting a lot of really major cystic acne breakouts, but when I do get the occasional spot on my chin that just feels a little bit painful, this does a great job at subsiding that pain. I also noticed since using this, my pores are looking especially nice. And alongside the vitamin C and the ferment serum I use at night, it just makes my skin look really nice and bright, even luminous. Something that I feel like all of us strive for in our skincare routine that kind of exudes healthy skin. Anyways, for this serum in particular, I only need a couple of drops. I don't need a full drop or anything like that. It is kind of like a weird slippery texture. I'm gonna go in with 2 drops. That's the max I typically use. When my face is a little bit more damp and I'm not talking too much during my skincare routine, I find the azelaic acid serum goes a way longer way. I also find the serum is way more gentle than the Theramid 15% Azid serum, the azelaic acid serum that I tried last year. That one I felt like, even though it was at a really good concentration for over-the-counter purchase, it was just too much for my skin. And I found with cystic acne, it didn't really do a whole lot, whereas with the Baha one, I find it tackles cystic acne better than the Theramid one. So if you're wondering which of the two I recommend, I definitely recommend going in with this. I'm able to use this even twice a day if I wanted to without any issues, and the fact that I can use this alongside another active without any problems is a big plus in my books. I'm not sure how I showed my application, but typically I do like to start in my T-zone where I am more prone to breakouts and enlarged pores, and then I work to my cheeks. I'm not sure if I did that because, again, I was talking while applying, but either way, I made sure that the serum was evenly spread all on my face. I didn't put any on my neck. I'm not sure if you can put azelaic acid on your neck. If you can, let me know in the comments down below, and I wouldn't mind just extending the treatment all the way down here. But in the meantime, when it comes to acne in particular and just maintaining clear skin, preventing any congestion, I just keep it around my face. That's it for the treatment step of my morning skincare routine. Now moving on to the last step, surprise, surprise, it is a sunscreen. So I'm going to be going in with the Riemann P20 Sensitive Skin SPF 50 plus PA4 plus sunscreen. And the reason I'm picking this one today instead of the Dr. Ciracle one, which is the one I would typically reach for on a day like today, the reason I wanted to show you the P20 one is just how nice it looks as a high UVA protecting sunscreen and how cosmetically elegant it is. A few years ago when I first heard about the Riemann P20 sunscreens from Cyril Laurent, it was the sensitive kids one, I believe, that I tried, and I did not like it at all. It looked okay on the skin, but at the time, even when my skin felt more dehydrated and more dry, my skin felt so greasy, and I just did not like how it felt on my skin at all. Whereas with this one, it's still a really nice high UVA protecting sunscreen. I believe it's a UPF of 40 plus. Yep, UVA PF above 40, it says right here on the bottle. So very high protecting sunscreen, but not greasy, very cosmetically elegant. When I met up with my online friend Dan, hey Dan, if you are watching, he let me try this sunscreen just to see if it works for my skin. And that was during the first trimester before I knew I was even pregnant. I feel like I put a little bit too much, but that's okay. We will see how all of this will apply on my skin. But anyways, I noticed that my skin tolerated it really well, and I didn't notice any further congestion from it, even in the hot summer months when I was producing a lot of oils and my hormones were making me produce even more oils. So now in the colder months where, you know, I'm not as oily, but still oily, the sunscreen still does a good job. It's still very sunny where I live, so high UVA protecting sunscreens are always welcome. That's why I always go for SPF 50 plus in general with my sunscreens, especially because I freckle very easily and I do still use some type of active in my skincare routine. Don't want to take 2 steps back, 1 step forward with this stuff. I'm spending money to make sure my skin is nice and clear and as well preserved as possible. This sunscreen also doesn't have a strong sunscreen smell like what you would typically get from like an American sunscreen or, you know, the traditional more Western sunscreens. Yeah, an American sunscreen, like, you know, with the avobenzone and stuff. This is all new gen filters, no alcohol, no fragrance in it. I'm just so shocked at how pleasant it is. And the sensitive skin one in particular comes in various different sizes. I got the travel size, which is 100 mils, and I found it perfect for me, especially because in the summer I actually wasn't going outside a whole lot because it was way too hot and I just couldn't take the heat. But I was able to comfortably apply this all over face, neck, chest, top of shoulders without issues, and then go in with something else that I was trying to finish up on my body. So can you see how it's not leaving any type of cast? I mean, right now it is looking rather shiny, but it doesn't feel super greasy. I don't know, there's something about it that's different from the Sensitive Kids one that I tried years ago. That one just felt a lot heavier. This one feels a tad bit lighter, but more comfortable to use, even though I am these days a bit more prone to congestion. And this does have like canola oil in it and stuff, but I even find with the emollients this product gives, my skin doesn't break out from it. And because it is water resistant, I am able to comfortably apply this around my eye area. And I know it will not sting my eyes because it will just stay in place. That is it for my skincare routine. 4 steps, 4 products total. It hasn't really changed that much from my pre-pregnancy skincare routine, which I'm very thankful for. If anything, I'm just a lot more mindful of the ingredients and what I'm putting on my skin, the reaction it may cause, because my skin is still a smidge more sensitive than before. But as you can see, my skin looks very glowy from the sunscreen, but it also looks very bright and even the tiny breakouts I get here or there, it clears up very quickly. I don't feel any congestion on my chin area here, around here, my nose, nothing like that. It just, again, nice, bright, clear, even, uncompromised skin. It's been around 15-20 minutes since I finished my morning skincare routine, and as you can see, let me just zoom you in here. This is what my skin looks like right now. No makeup on my skin. It's just eyebrows, mascara, and lips. I blotted my face down from the shine, and as you can see, the glow still looks really nice. It doesn't look overbearing, especially for me with an oily skin type. Like this type of glow I can definitely handle. My skin looks really nice and clear. It could be that I'm wearing colors as well that really complement my skin. Like I love this lip color, and black is definitely one of my favorite colors in my color palette. But even so, I find that my skin, since I finished my skincare routine, is still the same, nice, bright, and even. I have no complaints. I haven't felt the need to wear any complexion makeup in a while, and in the summer I was definitely wearing a little bit more because, you know, my skin was more prone to redness. But now that we're in the cooler months where the weather is definitely kinder to my skin, I find less of a need to reach for complexion makeup. Definitely still like to here or there, but when it comes to my daily stuff and I'm not seeing anybody, I don't really bother. That is it for my morning skincare routine, pregnancy edition. I am probably going to stick with the exact same items for the rest of the season and well into the winter. If anything, I might add a hydrating serum like my fermented serum just to boost the hydration, but so far just layering a few times with the hydrating toner is doing the job right now. As always, I hope you find videos like this helpful and informative. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel down below for future videos, including my nighttime skincare routine pregnancy edition. Leave a comment if you have any questions about the products I am talking about today. It is Black Friday time, so if you are interested in any of the items mentioned, all I can say is I highly recommend it. I've been using them for almost 2 months now consistently, and I've been really, really happy with the results. Not going to be changing my routine anytime soon. I have been more preoccupied on finding baby things than I have been with finding better skincare, especially because during this time I am limited a little bit to what I can use. But anyways, that is it for this video. See you all soon. Ciao.